Whether the reason why you'd enjoy or don't enjoy the game is X or Y doesn't change the fact that something is wrong with WoW, or better yet, has been wrong since probably as far as Cataclysm. I want to highlight some of these glaring issues to maybe start a conversation, get you engaged for a piece of your time, or I don't really know. Let's be honest, this channel desperately needs more videos anyway. Let's start with the storytelling. Point number 5. Think back to Warcraft 3. By no means do I want to say that War 3 was or still is the holy grail of storytelling, but it was effective, and it did its job well. Warcraft 3 gave birth to Arthas, the Lich King. Everybody knows the Lich King. Illidan, Thrall, Tyrande, Jaina, etc, etc, etc. Warcraft 3 laid out the foundation for World of Warcraft, the first game. The history, backgrounds, characters, races. If you played Warcraft 3, you wanted to play WoW, unless you disliked MMOs. Warcraft 3 created memories, engagement, and emotional investment. Yes, there were plot holes, a lot of them. But there were also strokes of genius. Moral dilemmas are effective storytelling tools. That's what they did with Arthas at Stratholme. Blizzard didn't throw around happy endings like breadcrumbs to pigeons on the street like they do today. No good guys, if not a few of them, won unless they worked their asses off or committed to sacrifice. Characters had identity, from culture to appearance to dialogue. Night Elves spoke like elves, not like cosplaying human teenagers. Evil masterminds spoke and acted with purpose, rarely preaching narrow-minded evil dude cliches on a scale of a dozen bad guy boners combined.
Hello again, children. I am Kel'Thuzad, and I've come to deliver a warning. Leave well enough alone. Your curiosity will be the death of you.
No! Impossible! Death answers to me!
Most importantly, as is the custom of probably every successful story, characters had goals, and most of them were clear right off the bat. Arthas wanted to save his people, but that goal eventually shifted. Thrall wanted a home and a future for his people. Illidan wanted to prove himself, he got spat on, and went on to desire power instead. Maiev wanted him in chains, the list goes on. Goals that characters have in WoW are either ambiguous, shallow, unexplored, or achieved without any meaningful impact on the character's growth. Or worse, the journey is predictable. Oftentimes, the opposing forces meant to challenge characters are so greatly diminished in power that the fulfillment of their goals is handed over to them like welfare money. Sometimes, in crucial moments, their IQ melts and their dumb decisions become fuel for pushing the plot even further. Here's another great idea. Isolate crucial narrative information behind books. Lord of Clans and Last Guardian were fine because they weren't relevant parts of the main plot. They either enhanced it or explored other avenues of the world. Let's say Jerry likes the WoW lore, but he doesn't like reading books. It's one thing to like the story, it's another to switch from one mode of engaging with it, i.e. playing the game, to another, like reading a book. The free audiobooks back from Legion? Brilliant! Why didn't we stick with that instead? I can play it in the background and still play the game. Just probably not your own anymore, lol. Get a narrator with a solid voice to read out your shit, add sound effects, and we're good. I could rant about the storytelling in WoW for hours, so let's move on. Point number 4. This one's actually a W. Blizzard obviously wants you to play the game, not jerk off. That's why tits are illegal. The only one to have avoided breast reduction is this fat beautiful and flawless. It's okay, I'm just gonna edit this out. Point number 3. This is a message from Blizzard to Bellulari Gaming. Listen up, Irishman. You remember that add-on you worked on? The one that added voice-acted quests in WoW? Shove it up your ass. Fuck you. What's this? AI-generated voice acting for quests in-game? Nice. Point number 2.5. Doom is coming to World of Warcraft, and it comes with a vengeance. Blizzard starts relying on AI technology. That certainly doesn't end tragically. Subscribers come crashing down. It's like the Hindenburg disaster all over. Ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking of none other than the future. The dark, bleak, dismal future of World of Warcraft, and it starts in and after 2030. To get more insight and deeper knowledge into this cataclysmic prophecy that threatens to consume World of Warcraft, check out the video titled World of Warcraft in 2030 on my YouTube channel. Alright, enough horseshit. Here's point number 2, the actual point of the video. 2 words, quality and potential. I don't give 2 shits about whether you think the game is fun or not, because history has proven that Blizzard can get away with even the bare minimum to get you engaged. In terms of potential, this is where the game is right now, and it's been hanging around this point ever since Cataclysm. I want the game to be here. how. Content, content, content. And not just content, but fun, engaging content. For example, on paper, Worlds of Draenor had garrisons. Okay, Blizzard stepped out of their comfort zone, but then fell flat on their face. Oh well. Same thing happened with Warfronts, which was even worse. BlizzCon, the year they announced BFA. Remember? You remember the Warcraft 3 tech tree on the big screen? You think Blizzard finally understands the roots, and now we're getting Warcraft 3 in WoW? The hype skyrockets. So you queue up, you see what Warfronts are, and what happens? All of those expectations devoured, consumed by hellfire. And now we got Dragonflight, which is a great expansion compared to Shadowlands. Best way to describe Dragonflight is it's a pussy expansion. Pussyflight. It's weak. It plays it safe, granted, but it's tired. Look at this, the features of Dragonflight. New level cap, new playable race class combo, dragon riding, talent system revamp, improved professions, updated UI, new zones, new dungeons, new raids, improved covenant system, expanded time walking, barbershop is free, solo PvP shuffle is now rated, trading post that came out in a patch, transmog, common and poor quality items, rogues, mages, and priests are now playable across all races except the Dragthyr. What do you think is the problem here? I'll tell you what I see, okay? Nothing about this screams novelty. Nothing about this is groundbreaking. Oh boy, I can't wait to play with the new UI. Oh, okay, but what's in the game? New zones, same pattern, same shit. New dungeons, same pattern. New raid, same thing. Expanded time walking, amazing. Free barbershop, wow. Transmog trash items, holy shit. Okay. Let's talk about the highlights of the expansion. Dragon riding, talent system revamp, improved professions. None of this shit is new. Flying has been a thing since TBC. Dragon riding upgrades an already existing feature, except for the people who get nausea out of the way how the dragon moves when you're flying. Talent system revamp. We already had this. Granted, it is improved, but it is not new. It was brought back. Improved professions. Professions have been in the game since day one. This is an upgrade, or a downgrade if the new system confuses you. It's not new. Rated solo queue. Okay, you have opened a new door to a playground that has already changed throughout the years. Plus, the queue times are egregious. On paper, however, I like the idea. If we're going to talk about novelty, I would argue that concept-wise, it's the trading post. It's kind of similar to achievements, how you earn the rewards, but not really. I sense a lot of innovation here. But the real new thing we got is something that's not even a part of the game, and that is a content roadmap. And so I look at this and I think, that's it? That's all we got? I think it is incredible that the expansion is called Dragonflight, and your one and only interaction with the actual Dragonflights ends once you finish the leveling quests. Once you do that, they all go to sleep. After that, you're asked to spend more time with Tuskar or Centaur than the actual dragons. I log in and nothing I see in the game screams Dragonflight. The theme of the expansion should be exploding all around you, but instead it's sleeping. The only closest thing we get to dragons is the fountain in Valdraken. You're running laps around the fountain because the fountain is there for you. It never leaves you. Fountains have never betrayed us. Fountains have always been there for us. You want to know why so many players quit in Shadowlands? Because there ain't no fountain in Oribos. The fountain is the last line of defense. And look at the name of the game, Dragonflight. I mean, we got 5 Dragonflights, red, black, bronze, blue, green. Okay, so how about 5 new features, exclusive content revolving and themed around each Dragonflight? Okay, so I don't sound like an idiot who's just ranting. I'm going to give you some of my ideas, okay? I'm going to sound like I'm proposing some solutions. All right, red Dragonflight, I don't know. Train your dragon, raise a baby, call it Sparky. Travel around the world, teach it how to breathe fire, teach it to eat giant monsters alive, teach it how to be badass. Then it grows up and you ride it to battle, and it can do the stuff that you taught it to do. Rain fire from above, create walls of fire, or catch the scent of ultra rare mobs from miles away. I don't know, okay? I'm the least creative person alive. Someone could figure this out for me. Someone who's actually paid to do this shit. Green dragons, let's say a big ass garden. Okay, maybe a bit boring, sounds like Half Hill in Mop, but let's give it more depth, okay? Let's say you can grow a super large man-eating plant creature and you get to modify it through gardening, herbs, fertilizer, chemicals, I don't know. You get to choose what the plant does. You modify its limbs, its power, its composition. You're essentially designing a raid boss of your own. Then you unleash the motherfucker when it blossoms. And then you can kill it. You know, give players some creative tools to play with, like the map editor in Warcraft 3. Besides, women. They love gardening. But you know who doesn't love women? Blizzard doesn't love women. But women don't want to play the game because Blizzard doesn't give a fuck about them. $100 says that if I start saying mean sexual stuff about a fictional character like Alexstrasza or Cromie, I'll be finished. But as soon as I do it to a real woman playing the game, ain't no one gonna do a shit about it. Okay, anyway, Black Dragons. Look, this is how many dungeons on Kalimdor and in the Eastern Kingdoms are on the ground or under the ground. Black Dragons are about the earth, right? So get people to go back to the old world into these dungeons and make it so that you can explore like the deeper levels of the other dungeons. See what's underneath the Veiling Caverns. How far does the Ragefire Chasm go? What's underneath Scarlet Monastery? Maybe a secret sex dungeon. But don't make these dungeons mandatory, linear, and boring. Make them huge, sprawling, and adventurous. Blackrock Depths level adventure. Make us feel like we're in the mines of Moria. Blue Dragons. Okay, let's say, I don't know, laboratory. A laboratory. You get to invent some new magical formulas. You can go crazy here. If we're talking magic, there is no limit. You can create some silly spells like turn women into fruit. Okay, we already have that. Okay, you can end up accidentally creating the Chernobyl reactor or an atomic bomb, and you become the new Oppenheimer. You become Death, the destroyer of cringe. Bronze Dragons. Hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. I thought about this. I figured it out. Blizzard, drop the pussy act, face your mistakes, look back at Warfronts, stare it right in the face. Admit it, you fucked up, and bring forth the redemption arc. With the Bronze Dragons, you can revisit old conflicts in Warcraft's history. Orcs versus humans, Horde versus Alliance, Orcs versus Draenei, the Undead versus the Naga, the Blood Elves at Icecrown Citadel. Make it Caverns of Time 2.0, Warfront style, but this time, PvP only. Not the Battle of Hyjal shit, pure PvP. As we are transported back in time, we replay the ancient wars and battles and skirmishes of the past like the Roman gladiators did in the Colosseum, but exactly in those places, exactly in the bodies of those who fought there. Make it so that there's fire all around you, walls are being crushed down, the screams of the damned and the dead are all around you, and everything is fucked up, and there is only war. Because this game is called World of Warcraft. Too bad it ain't gonna happen though, because once Blizzard promises to serve you a premium steak from a premium cow and they start selling it and you figure out it's raw, uncooked, unprepared, never touched the pan, never been in the oven, they won't understand why you're pissed off. It's like, Blizzard, this steak is raw. I can't eat this. It's disgusting. And Blizzard goes, I don't understand. Where does it say it's supposed to be cooked? And then they close the restaurant and blame it on the people not buying their food. Anyway, to sum it all up, Dragonflight is an expansion that does something that should have been in the game ages ago. In other words, yesterday was too late. First and foremost, however, Blizzard needs to start going wild. The immense amount of potential this game can reach has only been collecting dust, never been implemented. I also think it's hilarious that you got one guy, some smelly neckbeard, who comes out of his cave, develops an add-on, and suddenly, the entire WoW Classic suddenly comes to life. The tectonic plates of the game shifts and moves, and now everyone's talking about WoW Classic hardcore. Only because of one add-on. One guy, one add-on versus a multi-dollar company, and he comes out winning. Gold medal on his neck. With all of their resources and their talent, they couldn't do this. Which brings me to the last point. Creative tools. Let players create their own content. Support them in this endeavor. Help them promote it, oversee it, manage it so it doesn't obviously get out of hand. Engage the community with contests, like who can come up with the wackiest and most fun ideas? We'll put it in the game. Get the GMs involved to help drive creative endeavors amongst the players, like something like the map editor in most RTS games, but oriented around WoW. Okay, that's all I got. Peace.
And don't forget to watch the video.